So today we will be taking a look at the next section of this very old astrology book, originally published in 1647 by William Lilly, and then edited and republished in 1852 by noted 19th century English astrologer Zadkiel. I wonder if Zadkiel published anything in particular that could be interesting to read. Now, we left off reading the rest of the planet descriptions. But then there is a little bit more about each one that gets a little bit more into the detail about the appearance and characteristics of each planet before it gets into the zodiac signs themselves. So, for this one, I think Chapter 12 is extremely short. Chapter 13 is a few pages. And then it gets into the signs. So, I wonder how long this will take. You will hear my radiator going off at random times throughout this recording. I hope that you don't mind. So for this video, we will just take a look at chapters 12 and 13. And chapter 14, where it just talks about the colors associated with these signs. And then the next time we take a look at this book, we will then get into the zodiac signs. So this might be a bit of a shorter one. Chapter 12, the head of the dragon, or the North Node. The head of the dragon is masculine, of the nature of Jupiter and Venus, and of himself a fortune. It says, those points are of no consequence in nativities or natal charts, except as regards the moon, who brings benefits when she reaches the North Node in the zodiac. By directional motion and evil when she reaches the South Node. The tail of the dragon, or the South Node, The tail of the dragon by nature is quite contrary to the head, for he is evil. I ever found the North Node equivalent to either of the fortunes, and when joined with the evil planets, to lessen their malevolent signification. When joined with the good, to increase the good promised by them. The tail of the dragon I always in my practice found when he was joined by the evil planets, their malice or the evil intended thereby was doubled and trebled, or extremely augmented, etc. And when he chanced to be in the conjunction with any of the fortunes who were signifactors in the question, though the matter by the principal signifactor was fairly promised and likely to be perfected in a small time, yet did there ever fall out many rubs and disturbances, much wrangling and controversy, that the business was many times given over for desperate, before a perfect conclusion could be had. And unless the principal signifactors were angular and well fortified with essential dignities, many times unexpectedly the whole matter came to nothing. Chapter 13. 13? Chapter 13. Another brief description of the shapes and forms of the planets. Herschel, also now known as Uranus. This would have been added by Zadkiel because Uranus had not been identified as a planet back in the times of the original author. This, at the time, is the most distant planet from the Sun. His motion is very slow, as he takes 83 years, 151 days to go through the 12 signs. The nature of Uranus is extremely evil. If he ascend or be with the chief signifactor in any figure, he denotes an eccentric person, far from fortunate, always abrupt, and often violent in his manners. Do you say often or often? I think I almost always say often, but in this context, in this reading, clearly, I guess I lean towards often. If well aspected, he gives sudden and unexpected benefits, and if afflicted, he will cause remarkable and unlooked for losses and misfortunes. He is not so powerful as Saturn or Mars, yet can do much evil. Persons under his influence are partial to antiquity, astrology, and the like, and all uncommon studies, especially if Mercury and the Moon be in aspect to him. They are likely to strike out novelties and to be remarkable for an inventive faculty. They are generally unfortunate in marriage, especially if he afflict Venus, the Moon, or the 7th house, either in nativities or questions. Saturn signifies one of a swarthy color, palish like lead, or of a black, earthly brown, one of rough skin. He is lame, crooked, or beetle-browed, a thin, weak beard, great lips. He looks to the ground. This downward look, keeping the eyes on the earth, is one of the most remarkable circumstances in the character of the persons described by Saturn or who have him in the ascendant at birth. The Virgin Saturn is slow in motion, either is bow-legged or hits one leg or knee against another. Most part a disagreeable breath, seldom free from a cough, same. He is crafty for his own interest, seducing people to his opinion. Full of revenge and malice, little caring for religion. My God, is a foul, nasty, slovenly knave, or a harlot, a great eater and glutton, a brawling fellow, has broad, great shoulders, is covetous, and yet seldom rich, etc. And then it takes a note that these evil qualities show up when Saturn is weak and afflicted. Jupiter. We must describe Jupiter and a jovialist to be one of a comely stature, full-faced, full-eyed, a sanguine complexion, or mixture of white and red, a large space between his eyebrows. Usually his beard is of a flaxen or sandy flaxen color. Sometimes also when Jupiter is combust, very sad or black. I love when it's describing hair colors. It describes like sad black hair. Like, what does that even mean? Is it like ashy black, or is it like silky black? His hair thick, his eyes not black, good, broad, well-set teeth, but usually some mark of difference in the two fore teeth, either by their standing awry or some blackness or imperfection in them. His hair gently curls if he be in a fiery sign. A man, why am I picturing human Shrek? A man well-spoken, religious, or at least a good moral, honest man. A person comely and somewhat fat, if Jupiter be in moist signs, fleshy. If in airy signs, large and strong. If in earthly signs, a man usually well descended. What does that mean? What does that mean? But if he be signifactor, if an ordinary clown, and sometimes he may be, then is he of more humanity than usual in such kind of men. So he's like funny, but like not a dick about it. Is that what they're saying? Mars. A martial man is many times full-faced, with a lively high color like sunburnt or like a raw tanned leather. A fierce countenance, his eyes being sparkling or sharp and darting, and of yellow color. His hair, both of head and beard, being reddish, but herein you must vary according to the sign. In fiery signs and airy, where Mars falls to be with fixed stars of its own nature, there shows a deep sandy red color. But in watery signs, being with fixed stars of his own nature, he is of a flaxen or whitish bright hair. If in earthly signs, the hair is like a sad brown or of a chestnut color. He has a mark or scar on his face, is broad-shouldered, a sturdy, strong body, being bold and proud, given to mockery and scorn, to quarrel, drink, game, and wench, which you may easily know by the sign he is in. If in the house of Venus he wenches, if in that of Mercury he steals, but if he be in his own house he quarrels. In that of Saturn is dogged, in the sun's is lordly, in the moon's is a drunkard. Lilly does not like martial people. The sun. The sun generally denotes one of an obscure white color mixed with red, a round face and a short chin, a fair stature, and one of a comely body. His color sometimes between yellow and black, but for the most part more sanguine than otherwise. A bold man and resolute, his hair curling. He has a white and tender skin, one desirous of praise, fame, and estimation among men. He has a clear voice and a great head, his teeth somewhat distorted or obliquely set, of slow speech, but of a composed judgment, using outwardly a great decorum in his actions. But privately he is lascivious and prone to many vices. Venus. Whoever is signified by a Venus, whether man or woman, has a good and fair round visage, a full eye, usually we say goggle-eyed, red ruddy lips, the nether more thick or longer than the upper, the eyelids black yet lovely and graceful, the hair of lovely color, but most part according to the sign as before repeated. In some it is coal black, in others a light brown, a soft smooth hair, and the body extremely well shaped, even rather inclining to shortness than tallness. And it says, we have always observed that Venus causes dimples and a smiling face. I love having Venus as my chart ruler because this just makes me feel so good and special. Mercury. We describe Mercury to be a man neither black nor white, but between both. I'm really so curious what they mean by this, like, in this weird science, quote unquote, of like the humors. I just don't get it. Neither black nor white, but between both, of a sad brown or dark yellow color, long visaged, high forehead, black or gray eyes, a thin, long, sharp nose, thin, spare beard, many times none at all, of an auburn sad color next to black, slender of body, small legs, a prattling busy fellow, and in walking he goes nimbly, and always would be thought to be full of action. And the moon. She, by reason of her swiftness, varies her shape very often, but in general she personates one having a round visage and a full face, in whose complexion you may perceive a mixture of white and red, but paleness overcomes. If she be in fiery signs, the man or woman speaks hastily. In watery signs, he or she has some freckles in his or her face, or is bulb-cheeked. Not a handsome body, but a muddling creature. And unless very well dignified, she ever signifies an ordinary vulgar person. We have given these descriptions in addition to the former, as it is most material for the student to be able to describe the person inquired of well, as by that means the character being known, his conduct may be more accurately foreseen. He's like, I'm sorry for being so rude, but like, I had to include this for educational purposes. My God. Chapter 14. The colors of the planets and signs. Saturn, you can barely see the print there. Saturn gives black color. Jupiter, a color mixed with red and green. Mars, red or iron color. The Sun, yellow or yellow-purple. Venus, white or purple color. Mercury, sky color or bluish. The Moon, a color spotted with white and other mixed colors. Aries, white mixed with red. Taurus, white mixed with lemon. Gemini, white mixed with red. Cancer, green or russet. Leo, red or green. Virgo, black speckled with blue. Libra, black or dark crimson or tawny color. Scorpio, brown. Sagittarius, yellow or for some reason I can't say green sanguine. I keep wanting to say green sanguine. Capricorn, black or russet or a swarthy brown. Aquarius, a sky color with blue. Pisces, white glistening color, like a fish just taken out of water. We can't talk about Pisces without equating it to fish. And that is it for this section. If you are still awake but enjoyed listening to this section of the book or enjoyed my narration, please like and subscribe to help support the channel. And if you would like to get early access to the videos that I share, consider joining my Patreon. The lowest tier is $3, and currently all of the tiers offer the same thing. And in the next one, we will take a look at the signs, and depending on anyway, I will see you soon.